Cindy. Welcome back to Studioloo. So today's video is kind of a doing the needful, and that is the theme of my day today. So if you follow me in a few different places, you know that I'm working on a Curiosa collection of journals, and this is one of them here. So I have a complete collection of 10 of these books, I think, and right now I am just building what's going to go inside them in terms of pages. So I've taken the time to just kind of work on that a little bit yesterday and today, because I kind of feel like I've put myself in a little bit of a jumble, and I'm going to do the needful, what I need to do and what I want to do, and that's work on these books. So I have 2 of the 10 that are 9 1/4 by 5 1/2. So when I'm preparing these pages, I'm doing those ones first because they're a little smaller than the others, and so I just want to get them prepared this way. I've got all of my spines done. I've got the first one being curved here on my my rolling pin, because you'll see these are very curved spines. This is an old Ontario Weekly Notes, 1944. It's a whole collection from the 1920s to 40s, maybe 50s, of these beautiful, and I mean unreal beautiful books. These books are so well made, and the strings in here are this big thick like jute. It's just so nice, and they feel like so much like what you'd probably touch in a museum. They're gorgeous books. I got them from an estate auction from a movie set. So these were used on a movie set, and I've been doing all sorts of fun things with them, and using the covers as my kind of curious 3D collage that I like to do, where I build on the cover, and I'm really happy with them. I just think they're a lot of fun, and this is a cool oyster shell. But yeah, all of them will be different but similar. So the themes that will run through them will be Curiosa themed, a little bit like Discovery of the New World kind of Curiosa, and a little bit Curiosity Cabinet, a little bit spooky. Yeah, so I hope that they come together well. I do think they will. So these are my 2 that are on red books, and then I have 8 more that are on these brown colored ones. Hold on. So this is an example of one of the brown ones. Again, beautiful. Now these ones are 6. I need to do a measurement of the length that I can do the papers again for the top to bottom. 9 1/4 by 6. Okay. Yeah, so this one, so I got all of these dental molds from an auction that are really, really cool. So it was obviously like, from a dentist's office, these were the models that they would show people, like if you had to get partial braces and that kind of thing. So yeah, those are attached on there. We have a domino. This is an antique real silver fork that I got in Maryland when I was there, in an antique store. And this is a beautiful old cabinet card. These are my rusty, those faux rust bits and bobs that I've made, and then I've added on the front of most, I think there's only one that doesn't have some kind of a word snippet. This one is "You're Not Dreaming." So yeah, they have an ominous feel, and that's what I'm going for. So now I'm just going to trim the pages for these. So I'll talk to you while I'm cutting about some of the things that have been going on and what I've been feeling. So, as you know, if you've been here, I've been complaining a little bit about having some arm pain, and alluding to it could be related to what I'm doing right now, which is paper guillotining. But I'm just going slow and easy. I'm being careful. I know what my limitations are here. So I have a diagnosis finally of calcific tendinosis. So I'm starting rehab this week. It's essentially like a little calcium deposit that's happened in the tendon in my rotator cuff, and it can happen from just aging and overuse, wear and tear on your body. The things that happen you know, after the age of 30, slowly these things can happen. That being said, the best part is that I've been given a nice sort of idea of how this is going to get better, and that's good. It's not a forever thing. And also I have some good pain medication, and I don't mean that like good strong pain medication, but I've been given a method on how to take pain medication that doesn't tax your organs or hurt your stomach, you know, and also by using a couple of different medicines for the pain. It's the worst at night when I go to bed. So yeah, my doctor has been amazing, as she always is, helping me with this. Okay, so these ones are the 6, and that one I did as a 5.5. No, it's the 6. Okay, so these are all 6s. So yeah, I'm going to be on the road to recovery soon, hopefully, with this whole situation. In these books, I'm using the last of my Tim Holtz paper that I got thrifted. As you know, if you are someone who buys scrapbook paper, he no longer makes this paper, which is very sad because I quite love it. I'm going to go this direction. So the other reasons that I've been feeling kind of like I'm in a kerfuffle is that I felt almost like I wouldn't give myself permission to just make a casual video like this where I'm just working on what I want to work on, because I'm doing two things. I'm doing an end-to-end moth journal video series, and I do feel the pressure to keep some continuity with that, meaning I do at least, you know, one video a week, if not more, and you know, that they're sort of timely together, and yeah. But then also I started the Sunday Shares series, and that in itself is kind of like another commitment, because I have to get those videos out on Sundays. However, I've come to a couple realizations with those. So number one, I may not need to make one every week because I may not have enough to share, and I don't want them to be kind of boring and like just quickie type videos. I want them to be fun, and also for people who are sharing things with me, like I think I made the statement in the first of the Sunday Share videos that these weren't about like pandering for things, right? That if someone was kind enough to share with me what they're doing, I wanted to talk about it at minimum, but if possible, I wanted to do something with it. So that is my objective. So I was given some really lovely digitals from Cece over at Banana Fana Design, and she has had to take a little hiatus the last couple weeks from posting new things, but she's going to have some new stuff coming soon. She's just been a little under the weather. So, you know, she sent me some really fun digitals, and I actually want to make something with them that I can show you guys because they're so nice. I am using her strange, what does she call it? I forget. You'll see it though. It's going to be used in these books. So it's like a strangeness consortium or strange collection, number 1. And so yeah, I'll be using that in these books. I actually got started making a few things already, and it's really fun. So let me think. Okay, so I've got all these Tim Holtz papers. I should take one of 2 different ones, this one and maybe this one, and cut them down to the smaller 5.5 for the other books, maybe. Although I don't really need to. I'll use more of the paper. I'll save them for the big books. I've got lots of fun papers. 9.5 or 1/4. We'll do this one as a 5.5. Yeah. So that's got to go in a specific book. All right. This one I'm going to do as a 6. Oh, so, you know, so yeah, I've just been feeling a little like I've made sort of YouTube channel commitments that don't allow me to like just work on what I'm wanting to work on, right? And Also with the whole shoulder thing, I've been a little bit behind in terms of like how many journals I've gotten done, because, you know, I could be working on things like at a breakneck pace, but I actually kind of couldn't because work was also very crazy the last couple weeks. So I'm just trying to just do the best by myself, because, you know, this is the thing with when you make videos. Like, you have to have perspective as a YouTuber, right? Of any size, but especially if YouTube is not your full-time job. Like, it's not mine. This is my hobby, and I just love sharing with people and meeting people online who share the same, you know, they have the same fun doing what I like to do, and you know, it's fun. But for all size YouTubers, I think it's really, really important to listen to yourself, to listen to your body, because a lot of people end up getting burnout. And burnout is no fun. And I completely understand how it happens, because, like, people feel like they don't have the ability to get to take a break when they have an audience watching. And, you know, it's funny because, you know, these things are typically for smaller, like, YouTubers like myself, not at all what pays your bills. It's like we're here because we love doing it, and we love to, you know, talk to people and talk, you know, to our viewers, and that's definitely true for me. But then sometimes we lose all perspective about, like, what is a good commitment versus not a good commitment. So I don't want to do that. I want to stay, like, I know if I'm reasonable with myself, that I'll be here for longer, both in life and on YouTube. So that's what I'm doing. So if you're wondering why I haven't been making, like, a daily video right now, that's kind of why. I'm also, like, I find what I like to do in fall and spring is I like to get outside a lot and hang out with my kids, because in the very oppressive heat and cold, I don't like to get outside as much, so I do end up spending more time working in my studio and making these videos and that kind of thing. Although I do try to, it's been ever since the onset of the pandemic, you know, I came up with this kind of way of living that is about embracing all the seasons, you know, because I live in Canada, and where I live is not like the North Pole or anything, but it is quite cold and snowy in the winter time. And so if I don't embrace it, that means I'm going to be stuck inside for half the year, and that's just unhealthy. So you just got to roll with it. Oh, these 49 and Market papers are so nice. I really hope 49 and Market goes back to this style again, or like some nature kind of style, you know, because if we don't get it from Tim Holtz, it's nice to get it from somewhere. And I really love the quality, actually, of 49 and Market paper. It's so nice and thick. Their last few releases, I have felt kind of like they were a little too similar. I like them, but they're a little too similar that I don't feel the need to pick them up, because I have something already in my collection that would do what I needed to do. It's like more kind of wispy lines and subtle things like butterflies and that kind of thing. And it's pretty, but it's not exactly what I like. A more interesting paper like these. Yeah, okay. 9 1/4 again. And then I've been watching others on YouTube. I've been watching my friends, Shell at Shell's Creative Chaos, and Mary Ellen over at Red Parrot. And they are both going to be doing a fun November Trovember Collage Lab challenge. I have seen it in the past before, I think on Instagram. I haven't done it myself, but it looks quite fun. So it's essentially Collage Lab provides you with a daily prompt for the month of November. And you add, you know, your things that you're using to respond to that prompt all to one substrate, like canvas or, you know, paper, whatever you're doing. And so at the end you have this nice art piece that you created with all of the prompts of November. So if you're interested in that, check it out. It's Trovember, Trovember. Collage-lab.com, I believe, is the website. Okay, I will not be participating because I've just got things on my plate. So what are the things on my plate in the studio? These books are like burning a hole in my pocket. I really want to get them done because I don't know what it is, but things, once I get going on something that I'm really excited about, I'm feeling the same way about the moth journal. Like, I just want to do nothing but that. I want to work on it, and I really want to make it magic because it's become like magical for me. This I don't want to cut. I want to fold. What is the 9 1/4? Hold on. Get in there. 9 1/4 is right there. I'll make a little tiny nick, and that will be my fold line. So what was I saying? Oh yeah, like something becomes magical to me, I just want to work on it. I don't even necessarily want to make a video. I just want to work on it. But I can't. I definitely can't with the moth journal because that one I'm sharing with you guys. And I need to not be a big baby and I need to share it. Yeah. 9 1/4. I'm gonna have a lot of great scraps. That's for sure. Good things for making pockets and such. All right, that's that. Now, I think that's all I need to cut right now. Okay, so let's put. Actually, I probably don't want to put these papers in the books yet because I need to, well, the ones that have decorated backgrounds, yes. The others will need some work. So let's take a look and we'll separate them and then we'll put them in the books. Because I just want to, I know the 49er market is good. These ones are also good. I actually need to keep those together so I don't end up putting more than one in each book. That's good. These need a background. I think this one does too. Yep, these need backgrounds. Yep. Okay, Tim Holtz doesn't, thankfully. So it's good to go. Oh, that is Tim Holtz. Then there's more of these. This needs a background. That obviously needs work. Okay. Yes. So, let me get my scraps out of the way. Look at those scraps. Yum. I'm gonna have fun with those for sure. Okay. Put them in my bin over here. All right. Let me grab the books. So this is another one. 2 of those silver forks on the front, some really great driftwood, an old AM radio knob, this wonderful cabinet card, and this is the Strange and Wonderful. So let me count how many of these I have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we have 6 49 in market. One of this, whatever this is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So each book can have 2 of these, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 of the books will get one of these, and I think all the books can get one of those, if I'm not mistaken. I've already put 2 in of the smaller cut. 1, 2, 4, 6, 8. Yeah, so there's 1 of these for each book. So let's begin. So I'll take this one and put it in the first signature on top. I have not ordered the signatures yet. I'm still working away on that. So we get 2 of these. I'm going to put that on the outside, I think. And then we will go. Maybe this one. And I'm going to put that one on the outside too. I love using these kind of amazing papers on the outside of the signature. So that book gets that. And I'll give this book one of these too. So it will have the special, put it here, 49 in Market. I mean, I probably have more 49 in Market. This is just my first go through of my scrapbook papers because I wanted to specifically add scrapbook papers in these books because they're nice and big and yeah. All right, let's get the next book. I have to put it in this one, which you already saw. I didn't do this one yet, right? So I think I just put one paper in there maybe, or did I put any? No, I don't think so. Okay. Yeah, so it doesn't have one of these yet. So I'll put that in there. Then we'll do maybe a 49 in Market. Then we have room for 2 Tim Holtz. So maybe that one I've already done. I'm going to put a Tim Holtz on the outside so the envelope isn't what's on the outside there. Yeah. That, and then this one. Pop it in the middle. Okay, so that's got all of its pages. Now this one, this has this great big, this is a heavy cast iron door knocker that I got in Maryland, and I just love it so much. It is going to be a very heavy book. But like it doesn't actually affect it in any way. It's actually very, very cool. Behind it, I've added this big rose applique on some marbled paper. Oh, it's just yum, yum. Yum, yum. Okay. Spine. And these books, the spines are going to be varying different sizes because each one was a little different because it was like the annual kind of law notes of the year. And so, you know, depending on the kind of legal year they were having, I guess, it would be different. This one here. We could have one more for this book. Put on this one. All right, that's it, right? Yeah. Okay. Alright, and then this one is Beyond Realistic, and I need to ink that label at the front because I didn't get a chance to. I just added that yesterday. Put a little more ink. There we go. So this book is fun. So there's an elastic here and it pops in behind this frame that's made from wood. And so there's an actual authentic cabinet card here. I've added this that says Beyond Realistic. It's on an old book spine remnant. These are real acorns. This is an old rusty latch that I've added. This is one of my little faux rusty bits, but when you open this up, it has Mary Aline Baston art here, these little birds, and then I've added another antique cabinet card of this beautiful, beautiful girl, and I've added In Her Garden, and that is screwed into the cover as well. So yeah, I like this one. It's quite lovely. And then the whole thing closes like that. So let's move the spine here, and we'll get these. Put a 49 and mark it here. That would be good. Then we need one of these on the inside, maybe in there. And then 2 Tim Holtz. They're different, good. One. Oh, I hear my son squealing about something. He may show up any moment now. There we go. That's all those pages, I think. Next book. This one. So this one has a antique card with these amazing flowers. This one is sparkly, and it says, "This wild and beautiful world." I just need to add a little ink to it. Done. This is a cabinet card that I cut out on this angle so I could still enjoy these beautiful flowers. 2 of these red, these are actually brads, and this is from a tree that got cut down in my local graveyard, so I rescued the nameplate. It says Acer Saccharum, or sugar maple, and then we have this little card here. So this is 1948. Move those 2 aside. We'll go with the 2 Tim Holtz here. This one on the outside. And then maybe also on the outside of this one. Then maybe this one on the inside. We'll put a 49 and mark it. And I need one of these still, right? 1, 2, 3, 4 left. Yeah, one of these. These are Prima, I think. This paper. Okay, that's that. And where's the spine? Where did the spine go? Is it in there somewhere? Is it in front of my face and I'm just not seeing it? Did it fall on the floor? No. There should be fabric hanging out. It should be in there. There it is. Haha. Okay. Alright, then we have Dark and Mysterious here, and I again need to ink these. I didn't want to ink them when the glue was wet because you get weird marks. Okay, so this one has a key, and this dental mold, another fun dental mold. These have a little bit of movement, but not too much, a little bit, but they are firmly attached. They're not going to come off at all, I promise. Dark and Mysterious has this lovely old tin type, and then this vintage like handle. It's really cool. And then behind it is actually some handmade paper that's made from newspapers and things. It's really fun. This is from 1946. So let's begin with this one. We'll throw that in here. Then we'll do our last 49 and mark it, maybe. 2 Tim Holtz. This one can go, not on there, on here maybe. Actually, maybe on there. No. This one here, and I'll put it on the outside. Actually, I want on the outside of this one. I'm so indecisive. Oh my gosh. This I will cover with the other one. Good, 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 good. Okay. Is that our last? Did I use a 49 market? Maybe I didn't. Or did I put it on the inside? No, I didn't. Okay. See, I'm a little scatterbrained this morning. Where do we want to put it? On here, maybe? There. Let's do that. There we go. Now we've got them all in. Now this one, I don't have the spine, and I think it's because that's the spine that I actually have on here. So it's actually time now to take this one off, and we can put a new one on, a new spine. So this one will be ready. Just get it out of the pantyhose here. Yeah, dark and mysterious. I did label it. There we go. Good, good, good. Now, let's check how it fits. I think it'll be fine. When you put the glue on, you have a lot of, oh yeah, lots of wiggly room. That's perfect. Perfect, perfect. Sitting there beautifully. Yep, good size, all good. Okay, so that'll be that. I'll leave that in there, I think. No, I won't. I don't want it to lose its shape, so we're going to take it out. And I'm going to set it actually on my, I'll put it here for now, but I have like a thing that keeps the form for those. Another rolling pin, and I'll probably put them all on there together. Okay, so papers. Did I do the papers? Yes, I did. That one's done. And I will put the other spine on. So now we have magic mirror. So we'll take her spine out first. And get this on here. Elastic. Okay. There we go. Now we'll just begin stretch, roll around here. I have lots of people sending me little messages this morning. That's nice. It must be a Sunday morning. I have a busy day though. My daughter has 2 sporting things and I get to go to those. Yesterday she had soccer. So I'm struggling with something, as I always am with these things that I have my kids do. Like, what is it with kids events that like everything can be very peachy and then there's like one thing that's like, eh. So at soccer, I'm not exactly sure what to do yet about this. I have a bit of an idea. Tell me your thoughts if you have any, if you're, you know, a concerned citizen like myself. Mainly, I just don't want to end up in the ER with my kid with a broken bone. So at the end of the soccer game, there's like this coach who I think is like one of the he's maybe the head coach. So he's really engaging with the kids. I have no issues in terms of that. But I also think he's a little bit of a old school kind of thinker in that, you know, there's people out there who are like, I rode in the back of a truck with, you know, no seatbelt when I was a kid and I survived. And, you know, like they liken the fact that they survived to being, you know, the standard that we have, which is like, you survived, did you thrive? But, you know, and also you're lucky because while you made it, a lot of other kids did not. So There's our spine being curled. So like the first week, it was the first time I saw this. At the end of the game, they do this whole thing where all the kids, there's probably like 100 of them, they all come together in the middle of the field, and they they get a pep talk from their head coach, and then they do this running exercise where they all go to the line at the one end of the field and they run, all of them, to the other end and back. And he plays games with them, kind of like, hey, cheaters, get behind the line, or like, I didn't say go. And like, so there's a lot of hot and cold that happens. And then at the end, they chase one of the younger coaches, like in this like giant stampede that runs around the whole stadium. So the first week, nothing went awry. I didn't think about it. Last week, being the second week, I saw like 4 kids that were like casualties of the stampede and that they fell down. My daughter, I didn't even see her fall because it's hard to find your kid, but she actually did fall too. So at the end, the head coach brought her over to me and he's like holding her arm and he's like, oh, she fell and she kind of twisted her wrist. He's like, she has full rotation, but to her it's broken. And I just looked at him like, I said, it doesn't have to be broken to be painful. Like, I have a real issue with adults who were raised a certain way, and for some reason, even though they're working with kids, they've learned literally nothing about empathy and understanding and, honestly, reality. Like, I don't know why certain adults operate in extremes. Like, it ain't broken, get up. Like, it's just gross to me, and I have a real issue with that. But I thought, you know what? He's trying to be humorous. I can tell, like, I'm quite examinate of people's personalities when I get into conflicts with them, because I always walk into a situation with understanding, and I need to see their point of view first. I've learned that is my number one way of not allowing my emotions to get out of control, keeping myself under control, and also just listening, understanding both points of view. I always set that in my head. It's like this flag that I raise every time. So I did that. And I was not happy with the way that he spoke about it, but I realized he's trying to keep it casual. It's a liability situation. She was fine after she got out. I had her prove that she had rotation, and, I iced it when we got home, and she moved on. She was fine. She did not care by the time we got home. But that being said, like, it could have went much worse. So, like, I was telling my husband, like, I don't think that this stampede situation is a good idea. Someone is going to get hurt. Like, I'm definitely a little concerned about what's going to happen here. So this past week, it happened again. I had a conversation with my daughter, though. I said, look, there's no award for winning this, so please don't try to. Just keep your distance from other kids when they're all running, because the worst thing that could happen is you can get hurt, or one of them can. I think that this organization is not realizing that this is unsafe, and they're going to need to learn that in some way. So basically, I was like, she followed my rules. She didn't get hurt. That was great. However, a new thing happened. So at the end of the stampede this time, they chase this, younger coach around and like to try to catch him. And then, like, they do catch him. They catch up to him. Well, he stops running, basically. And then all the kids do this, like, pile up on him. So here's the problem. It's not just him at the bottom, it's also the first kids who got to him, and they're all underneath. So I'm watching this, and I'm seeing this one boy who actually he's not part of the age group of soccer players that my daughter's in. He's a slightly older age group. He's the next, I think, team to play. He was laying there beside the guy, and I'm just, like, seeing him, and then as I'm rushing out onto the green, where I'm not even supposed to go, but I was like, this isn't good. I see, like, they start yelling and breaking it up. And then I saw the head coach pick up this boy who was, like, probably my daughter's age, around 6 or 7, probably 6, possibly younger. And he was, like, I want to say, like, floppy. Like, not, like, floppy like he was dying, but, like, just, he had been jumped on, piled on. I don't know the state he was in. I really don't. I just got out of there. I was very, like, stressed about it. So I'm trying to decide what to do. I'd love some advice if you have it. I'm thinking about sending an email to the organizers to say, I don't think this is a good idea. My daughter won't be participating in this stampede at the end. I understand it's being done as like a rally, the teams kind of thing, like a, let's have fun. And I do think it could be fun, but it's too many kids. Like, it's like that many kids shouldn't all be running together, right? Like, you think it's so easy to trip, and then all the kids behind you will run over you. And the thing I've noticed, like, I made a joke last week because my daughter's shoelace came untied twice. Finally, I kind of waved at her. I said, come here and I'll double knot them, because it's those soccer laces. They're kind of weird. So, I was thinking how many times that day I'd seen someone have to stop and tie a kid's shoe. So pretty easy to trip, right? So I'm thinking, like, all of the logic works. I don't want to be an overreactive parent, but I'm also feeling a little like I think any other parent feeling like I am is also possibly feeling like I am. And if none of us say anything, then they won't understand that this is probably reckless. Like, it's probably reckless, and it doesn't matter that you've signed liability waivers. Those don't matter. If you think as a company, if you think you're protected by a waiver that says, hey, if I let your kid get seriously injured or deceased, that I'm not responsible, that's actually not true. Basically, no waiver that a parent signs will give you permission to do whatever you want and not, like, take advice, right? So they need to think about this a little, I think. But yeah, I don't want to be the dreaded Karen, whatever. I hate that name. And for anyone who has that name, including one of my very best friends, I'm sorry that name has fallen onto such unkind times. But you know what I'm saying? I don't want to be like that person, right? So yeah. Anyhow, off the life stress, back to the book. This one, Magic Mirror, has a lovely old cabinet card. Isn't she wonderful with her little ringlet? This is a doily that I have dyed and stained and done all sorts of fun things, including gilding with. This is an old radio knob. I should tell you about these radio knobs. So I got a whole box of these. Well, like a small box, about a dozen of them, because I wanted to do an art project, and I did do it, where I made like a plinko machine with these, where I had like a marble come down and kind of hit them, and it would like be like a plinko. I did that years ago for an art show, and I've since taken it apart and I'm reusing the knobs on these books now. Oh, and there's this old lovely handle. So when I found these, there was this like antique barn that I used to go to, and it was run by this old man, and I think almost no one went to it. This was like before, resellers came along. I've always been like a junk collector, treasure hoarder kind of person, so it wasn't an appealing place to go. It was a very dusty, cluttered, crowded old barn, which sometimes is like the favorite kind of places that my husband and I go, because it's not like a marketed at resellers type situation. So they had a huge box of these, like a whole probably packing size large box, right? And I wanted to buy the whole box. And the guy just said to me, like, nope, I can't. I have too many old men who come in here looking for knobs for their radios, because, there's a whole market to like, restoring old radios. And so I was kind of let down at the time, because I wanted to do this big art project with these. But then, something, I stopped and I went like, good, that's a good thing. You know what? Because you're actually keeping some purpose in the world and not just giving it. It's almost like, like when I'm not a rich person, but like when a rich person fawns into a place and says, I'll take all of it, and they're given it, and then there's none left for anybody else. Like, that's how I felt that day. I was like, that's an awesome answer. Like, I completely get it. So, I didn't think about it that day, obviously, but like since then, I now actually know two men, one of which I was at the antique mall that I had a little booth for my yarns and my found things, and he restores old radios. And I'm so glad that there are people like that out there who will preserve these supplies that you can't get because they're antique supplies. So yeah, just a bit of thought. That was kind of cool. Okay, and the last book we have Mixed Poetry for You, and I need to ink that label because I also just added that label. So we have Ken and Barbie here, and they've probably seen better days They're a little stressed to be here, but I think they're also happy. So this also has a piece of broken jewelry attached to it, this fine pencils label. That's from a Tim Holtz kit, and I just liked how it looked with the colors. And then this is an actual authentic Lister's Muffins old postcard ad for this muffin company from Huntington, Quebec, rather. Lister's Flour. Not a muffin company, a flour mill, actually. And this is 1952. I've done some fun spraying with oxides and stuff on here. I really like how it kind of gave... I wanted to tone it down a bit because I wanted to include this felt heart with Ken and Barbie. But I also wanted to make it kind of grittier, grungier, Curiosa, right? So, yes. So we've got these pages that we need to add in here. And then I need to probably do another hunt through my papers to see what cool papers that I could add now that I've run out of the Tim Holtz and the 49 and Market Curator collection. I mean, I could also go get some papers if I want, but I'm trying to really use my stash of things. I have a lot of really beautiful books too that I could pull some papers from. But I do want to put a few more, I think, lovely scrapbook papers in here. Okay, so that's that. Now we have these are the ones that were cut to a smaller size for the other two books. I've got to work on the backgrounds for those, and I've got to work on the backgrounds for these. But then I've also got backgrounds that I need to put on a bunch of other papers that I've got cut for this. So let me get those and I'll show them to you. This. So I did get a couple intentionally like Curiosa digital kits that need backgrounds. So I've printed these papers. Some of these are definitely AI generated, which is a complex topic. I have some rules around it, but I don't know if I'm ready to talk about them yet. It's a complex topic. All I know is Etsy is just a wash in AI at this time. It's just nothing, almost nothing but. So yeah, I'm doing a lot of hunting these days for digital kits that are created by graphic designers rather than generated by AI. I think both have a place, and I have a bigger conversation probably to have about that at some point, but not today. Okay, so a lot of these are like very interesting wallpapery kind of backgroundy pages, and then some have something more going on. I just need to get them all sorted out here. I'm not putting very many pages in these books. As you can imagine, there's 10 books and I have printed one of each of those pages. So they won't be a huge part of the book, but they will be in there. I have so much genuine, authentic, antique stuff that I want to put in that I don't want to put too much like that isn't. So these are really cool pages. Now this needs a background, but it's from an old surrealism book. All these are from a surrealism book, and I'm going to be backing a lot of the pages so that I just have the cool surrealist. This one, I like both sides very much. This side is the one I like. And then these are going to go in like this and get like attached here. They're going to be backed in here. I don't know. I'm not going to use that. I'm going to use this. Then this one, I just love the shape and the column. I may cut that into a free form. This one's going to be probably like a pocket page. Oh, this is really cool. It's the Medusa Dolly. No, not Dolly. I'm sorry. The Bosch. This is more Bosch. Yeah, so I've got lots of work to do with these. going to include this Bosch spread. It's amazing. But the back side of these pages, these came out of like a really big, almost a poster book. And it was from the 1970s or no, 1960s actually. And so they were backwards, like back-to-back posters, but one would be upside down. I love this. It's so cool. So yeah, all this is going to need to get backings, and I'm thinking I'll probably do some mixed media jelly print kind of stuff. So yeah, that's not the half of it. I've got so much more that I need to add to these books, but I just wanted to have a little sit down and chat with you today about just, you know, what I'm feeling, what's been going on, what I'm working on, etc. You'll probably be getting some videos from me shortly that are just going to be random stuff like this, because that's what my channel sort of started as, like a bit of my day kind of videos. And so I'm going to still do that, and then I'm not going to have to commit myself every week to my series, like the series that I have. I do try to do Tuesday 10 though, because I know it's a very popular series that people enjoy. So that being said, thank you for this minute of letting me kind of talk and just hanging out with me. I appreciate it, and I will talk to you very soon. I hope you're all doing really well and enjoying this little bit of fall that we have left. Bye for now.